All right, so again, you guys got to send those questions in because I don't know what you're thinking. Everybody should have questions. I'm going to tell you, I went to Southern California. I was up in, I can't remember where at exactly. And this real estate guru wanted me to do some coaching and training for him. And he was in the luxury homes. And so, he was teaching during the day. I was doing what I do during the day. And about 10 o'clock at night, I just got sleepy. I'm going to bed so I can be prepared for the next day. And so I was, funny thing, I was asleep. And the phone rings. And I'm like distorted, right? And I kind of wiped my face. Didn't see, I didn't know who the number was. So I answered, hey, hello, it's Terry. How can I help you? And it was this guy, the guru. And he said, Terry, I want you to come down. I want to talk to you. I said, great. So I strolled down to his place. He had some other people in the room. I didn't know any of them. So I just kind of, kicked back, relaxed, laughed a little bit, stayed low key, didn't, try to stand out or anything. And so everybody left at some point. It was just me and the guru. And so the guru started talking. He started telling me his philosophy. Hi, Nova. Thank you. If you want to join me by video, please. I need somebody on webcam. And so he started, talking. And then all of a sudden, he started getting sleepy. And I told him, I said, hey, look, I'm not leaving out of this room until you kick me out. I got more questions to ask you. I've got my time with you. And so I think it was going on 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, man. And you could just see his eyes closing. And I could hear him yawning like, oh. I said, hey, if that's my hint to leave, I ain't leaving until you say I got to go. So you put me in a room with a guru one-on-one. You put me in a room with anybody with any that has information. I am going to get all I possibly can. I'm going to have that person just wore out. And that's something I expect you guys to do in this training. This training is for you. I'm here to answer your questions. All I can do is guide you. Okay, it's up to you guys to push me and ask those questions and probe me because I don't know what you guys want. Neither can I read your minds. All I know is that I'm capable of giving you guys a lot and lots of information. Okay? One of the things I put in everybody's contract is there's no refunds. The reason I put no refunds is because most people will not stick it out. They will quit. Why they quit, I have no idea. And see, I can't control that. Okay? And the thing of it is, you guys got to have a why. What is it that motivates you? Okay? I understand you guys have watched my videos, and hopefully you've seen my why. My why is my daughter. She was ready for college. I was teaching karate classes. I didn't have the money. And so I thought she could easily just get a scholarship, go to school and come back. Life would be great. At one point, something hit me right between the eyes so hard, it almost broke me down. And I realized that she wouldn't be able to get her college education. And so I took it upon myself and blamed myself for that because she did everything she was supposed to do. But I was chasing my hobby. I was doing karate. I didn't have any extra money. And then I realized, okay, it's back to real estate. And if you know my saying, that saying was, it's get back to real estate, get rich, or die trying. Okay, and I still have that same type of attitude today. This is why I'm doing a training with you guys. I'm still possessed, and I still have in my heart my daughter not being able to go to college. So I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that it never happens again. That's why you see so many posts on LinkedIn by me. That's why you see so many videos. I'm giving as much as I can, and when I leave the earth, it'll be because I'm out of gas. But every day I'm giving my best. That's just the way I am. And I want to share that with you guys because if you don't have a why, if you don't have something pushing you to be successful, you're going to end up quitting. When it gets cold outside, you guys are going to make up some excuse of why you can't do real estate. When it gets hot outside, you'll make up some excuse why you can't do real estate. When you're working with your family and the pressure's on, they want you to go to special events. I got that. But you got to keep something in mind. You got to have a why, and that's got to push you to be successful. The next thing I want to talk about is you got to be strategic, you guys. I'm a brainy, cerebral guy. I want you guys to come to the training with your smarts on. We're going to be smart investors. This is not a guessing game. You have to be smart in this market in order to make it. Okay, you can't be like the average investor out there that's just guessing, really don't have a direction. Now, I know some of us haven't been to school. I'm not going to push you on the numbers. I'm not going to fault you if you make mistakes, but I got to teach you that when you're doing real estate the way we're going to be doing it as bankers, you got to be thinking on your feet. You got to be sharp because things change. My metaphor for paper is the Rubik's Cube, because you can turn it one way and you'll see something else. You'll turn it back the other way and you'll see something different. So you guys always got to be thinking. I looked at real estate, I looked at houses as nothing more than ATM machines. How do I get money out of that house? There has to be a way. And that's what we're going to do. Now, I see you guys, hi Devorah, I see you guys typing in your questions. And the only one that did what they were supposed to as far as the questions is Nova. Nova was the only one that sent me questions. Okay? So I want you guys to do better next time. Get me those questions so I can look at them and kind of go through them. Now, some of you, I understand. I got it. You couldn't. I got it. I'm okay with that. Some of you that are just knowing me, I push. We're going to push hard. I'm not going to take no excuses. We got to get this done because I think some of you need real estate bad because you've probably been hit by the mortgage meltdown. You've been hit by the recession, the economic crisis. A lot of people have. I have too. It's hard to find somebody that hasn't been hit. But the notes is going to be a great way, you guys, for you to recover, get ahead of the game, and still go off into the sunset doing really well. The note is the key. The note opens up everything else. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you guys one more thing, and I'm still waiting on somebody to come on the video side. Okay? This is new technology. You guys are my mastermind. We are going to be able to ask questions. All of you guys are going to ask me questions. I'm going to give you all the answers. So it's all of you against me. And I think it's about 23, 24 people. I'm going to be on here to the last question. Now, if that means 2 hours with you guys, hey, I'm good with it. I'm going to make sure that you guys, you're in your pajamas. Okay, you got a good excuse. It's 4 a.m. Whoa, that's right, because Devorah is calling from Israel. I'm so honored to have someone from Israel on my conference call. I have another young lady, Marilyn. She's from London. I'm telling you guys, it is an honor to have you here. I never thought in a million years I'd be doing this, and to see you guys, man, this is great. I still need somebody on the video. I need at least one person. You guys got to learn something here. I want you to understand, I want you to treat the information that I'm giving you like it's the most important information that you have ever received in your whole life. I want you to separate all the other stuff, and I need you to step up big time when you play with me. I need you to play all out. Reason why is because my reputation is at stake, and I need more credibility every day. I need you guys being successful so that I can go out here and push the way I really know how to. One of my students had a bank in Chicago, has never ever taken a day of my class. The one thing he had was a relationship with the banker. So I told him, hey, look, set up an appointment, okay? And then get me on the phone and let me talk to this person. We did that a couple days ago. Come to find out, this person, okay, knows where the non-performing notes are at. We had a great conversation. I'm going to give you guys as a bonus that transcript, and I'm going to give you that audio as a bonus because I think it goes great with what we're doing right now. This guy delivered some great information. I learned some things. Now, that student played all out. We have never met each other. You guys have probably done more. He doesn't even have any handouts. But this guy is hungry. He's got a why. He's already talked to 2 banks. I have another lady in, I can't remember where she's from, North Carolina. She's contacted a bank, and I've talked to the banker. She's found 100-unit apartments. She didn't know who the bank was, so she called the property management company and somehow got the information that this property is in bankruptcy. And so the bankruptcy trustee is supposed to be calling her on Tuesday. She doesn't have any written material. They were hungry because there's something in their lives that's forcing them to get some money in their pocket quickly. So I'm going, wow, they're playing all out. Hi, Karen. Welcome, welcome. Everyone will get a copy of this. Okay? You guys all will get a copy of this training by hopefully video, which I think it will. I'll record the video and send you a link. Download it to your computer, okay? So you don't lose it. So again, I'm still waiting on another person. Devorah's in pajamas in Israel, and it's 2 o'clock there, I think she did say. Again, try to join me. All right, so again, I want you guys to treat the information that I'm giving you like it's the most important ever in your life. That's high. I'm setting a high standard. Play the game all out, you guys. You got nothing to lose. I think some of you are over the age. I think I have one person that's 21. I talked to him a little early. He's 21. But most of us, I would say, are middle age, a little bit below middle age and over middle age. Quit holding back on yourself. It's time for you to really go out there and challenge yourself to see what you can really do. Because I'm amazed every day doing this business. Talking to that banker was just as easy as I'm talking to you right now. He was a very nice person. His wife and his kids were in karate, so we had a little bond there. And so when I told him my email was karate, I said, you would never, ever, ever forget that email. So put me at the top of the list for those non-performing notes. Hold on one second. I think we have somebody calling in, and I want to see if I can help them get on the call. All right. We're not going to worry about it. All right. So I asked for questions. One person, Nova, sent the questions. All of you guys are in trouble. Send me those questions next time, because I'm probably going to send you guys another PDF probably tomorrow, and we might end up going Monday with another call like this. Now again, I'm going to send you the conference call, so you can't make it. If you send your questions in, you'll be fine. You'll see all the questions. You hear all the answers that everybody's given. Now I know a lot of you guys have gone in and started typing in the chat room. It's hard for me to follow it now, so I'm only going to answer questions in the chat room. I can see Brian is my last one, if you guys can see that. I'm going to try to go from the top of the list down to the bottom as far as the questions. Let's have no more questions after Brian right now. Brian said he has no camera. Let's not put any in now, and I'll go up and try to come to the bottom. Nobody's on video. I thought I was going to have a problem, so I said, well, how will I know who everybody is? And so what I decided to do is, if you have a question, next time on a piece of paper or anything creative that you could think of, just put your name on it and hold it up, then I know you have a question. Because I don't know who you guys are. I've seen so many people's faces. Everybody looks the same. All right, so I'm ready to rock and roll. I've given you guys what I'm looking for. The main 2 things again. 3 things. Be strategic. Be strategic. Have numbers precise. Your investors, most of you are going to be flipping notes. And even if you weren't flipping notes, if you were holding them for yourself, you have to be a brain and know exactly what you're doing. Notes are that way. There is no Murphy's Law in notes. The only way you lose, please write this down, the only way you lose in notes is if you don't have the education and you pay too much. Okay? You don't have the education and you pay too much. There are no bad notes, you guys, just bad pricing. Please put that in your memory bank. Any note is a good note. You're killing me. Thank you. I like that. Now you can turn your screen off since you're in pajamas, okay? All right. Now I got sidetracked here. Okay, so there are no bad notes, just bad pricing. Okay? Now you have to make sure the person that has the notes is legitimate. But let's just say we have somebody that's legitimate. No bad notes, just bad pricing. If the note's too high, you got to learn your numbers so you can bring that note down to the price that you can make money. I've never seen a business, and I've done a lot with real estate. I've done all that lease option, subject to foreclosures. I've done all that. But once I learned the notes, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm telling you, you are going to be a great investor. Everything else comes from the note. Okay, so again, be strategic. Next, play the game all out. You guys have paid me $99. Some of you paid more. Some of you are into the mentoring coaching program. I'm going to give you guys way more than what you paid for. But if you don't play the game out all the way, it doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter. So you got to play all out. You got to play at 110%. Okay? Play it all out. It's crucial. Crucial. Very crucial. Treat the information like it's the most important information that you have ever learned in your life. Now I know you guys are serious. Now I know you're playing. Now I know you want this. You showing me the hunger that's necessary to be a great investor. And I can do wonders with you from that point. We're ready to go. Now that I got that sermon out of the way, and it's not even Sunday, and I'm not a preacher. I'm just passionate, you guys. A lot of people tell me, Terry, man, you just look like you're enthusiastic on those videos. I am. I'm having a ball. And I want to have more. So I'm going back to the top. Okay, so we're going to start with Nova since she asked the questions. And again, I don't know. I guess we'll just go through this. Then you guys keep asking questions and keep asking questions. Ask me the questions about your own particular needs. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about the person on the side of you. What do you need from me to get you to where you need to go besides giving you some money? How can I make you better as an investor? And if you don't ask the question, it's your fault. Okay? I'm putting the blame on your shoulders because you guys didn't bring it all. Man, I'm telling you, don't be in a room with me and people are there with knowledge. I'm there. My karate instructor used to call me the human sponge because I soaked up everything. All right, you guys are finished. Let's go. How does buying the defaulted mortgage and keeping the homeowner in their home affect the credit? I always bought the note to try and keep the homeowner in the house. 99% of the notes I bought, I was able to keep them in. The 1%, they didn't want to pay me. They refused to pay me, so I had to foreclose on them. Now, I don't touch anybody's credit when I'm dealing with the note. If the foreclosure happens, it happens. No fault of mine. Don't feel bad about it. They just didn't want to work with me. Okay? Number 2, in the Rosales case study. Now this, for some of you, if you don't know what we're doing, this is the PDF that I sent out. Some of you may not have had the time. I'm okay with that. Follow along. Maybe ask some questions down at the bottom. The Rosales case study, when you said you would make money from that deal by buying the second that's in default from the bank. Now Rosales, I'm going to say, I don't think she had a second mortgage. My memory is this. This is the way it worked. She called me from a marketing item. I was teaching a training class just like I'm doing now, and I got a live call, and I answered it. And I went through what I have as a foreclosure flow chart. Now, you guys will not be getting some of that stuff that's in these PDFs because that deals with homeowners that are in foreclosure. We're only working with banks right now. The PDFs will give you an overview of my system, and I will answer your questions. Homeowners, that's a whole nother training that we'll have to go through. Okay, so Ms. Rosales was behind in payments. She had a lot of equity. Back in the day, we could let them borrow money and make it a second mortgage. So we would create a second mortgage, and that's what I think I would have done with Miss Rose Alice. I think she was like $6,600 behind or something like that. Okay, so I was going to create a new second mortgage. That right there is a very low return. I tell you what, that's the last thing I would probably do with a homeowner anyways, give them money to pay off their back payments and make a new second mortgage. You know, your return's only going to be 8, 9, 10%. I'm going to show you guys tonight with my model how we're talking about 30 to 45% returns. I love notes because they give a great return because you're buying at a discount. Okay? And you get a great return. And I'll show you guys how we do all of that. Let's go to Did you need the permission to do this? No, you don't need, well, you do need if the owner's going to borrow some money to make their back payments, of course you need their permission. And that's the only way to do this. You just don't take money and stick it into somebody's house unless you got some security. So again, let's throw that out. Now that you know what I did, don't worry about letting people borrow money. I lost $20,000, you guys, $22,000 on a real estate deal because my mentor was working with someone and he wanted me to come in with some of the money. I trusted my mentor wholeheartedly. He paid the back payments for this investor. But I was thinking in my head, we should have secured it by making it, there was already a second mortgage on the house. We should have made it a third mortgage. And when you put a mortgage on the house, that means you're secured. There was lots of equity in this property. This owner and my mentor were arguing. I heard them arguing. And something should have told me, Terry, something's going wrong. But I didn't. I let my mentor handle everything. Come to find out that real estate investor ended up taking our money, keeping it, and then selling his house, and we never got paid. Now, some of you are going, well, Terry, you know what, man, there's repercussions for that. Well, we got a lawyer. We were in a deposition. And my lawyer asked the investor, he says, hey, it says here in 19 blah, 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 or 2000 blah, 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 you were accused of murder. You see the look on my face, you guys? That's what it looked like when I heard him say that. I go, shoot, he can have my money. If he already hurt somebody bad, he ain't hurting me. He liked me. He liked me. But he didn't like my mentor. So I let that money go, you guys. I've made enough money, okay, to make up for that loss. It hurts. But man, I wasn't going to push this guy. You just don't mess with some people. So that was the lesson I learned. Don't put money into someone's house unless you can secure it. All right. What's the difference between foreclosing on a property and getting the deed? Okay, I guess I'll repeat the question. What's the difference between foreclosing on the property and getting the deed in lieu? The deed in lieu simply means that the owner is going to make it easy on you. They kind of give up. Hey, here, take the property. I don't want to fight you anymore. It's yours. That's the deed in lieu foreclosure. I like those. Now, to foreclose on somebody, it's a process. You got to spend extra money after you bought the note. I don't like spending extra money if I can help it. Matter of fact, to foreclose on someone is the last thing I ever want to do. Listen, you guys, I never buy a note to dislodge a family from their house, to take their house, to foreclose on them intentionally. I believe karma is going to bite you. You keep doing that to people. Okay? I have a pastor right now. I own his note in Chicago. This pastor has not paid me in about 3 years. I haven't bothered him. I call him every once in a while. How you doing? Got any extra money? Nah, don't have any extra money. Do you think I want to foreclose on a pastor? Not me. I'm not pushing my luck at all. As far as I'm concerned, if he never pays me another penny, I'm okay. Because I already made my money back. But I want to show you guys, I have a heart when I do this business. Now, you can do whatever you like. But just remember, I didn't teach you to do it a wrong way or a malicious way. Okay? I like to help people. Why would the homeowner choose one option over the other? It's pretty simple. Some people realize that the house is over. There's just nothing they can do. You know, and I'll give you an example. A divorce. Both couples were making the payments through a divorce. Only half can make the payment if they want to stay. One half is leaving, the other half has 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. So it's better to just give it away to the bank than fight it. Or some people are the exact opposite. They stay in there till the last knock on the door. Then they leave. So you guys got to be prepared. You got to know this when you're trying to flip your note to your investor that has cash. You got to know the exit strategies. So when you find a note, you have to bundle, put a bow on it, and deliver it on a silver platter to your investor and said, look, this is going to happen, 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 and if this happens, this is what you do. And I'm going to work with you guys on that. If you already have a note to a property, how can you use a short sale as an exit strategy? Very good. Let's go with numbers right now, you guys. I'm going to start with the strategic part of my training. I'm going to go real slow. Everybody should get this. Okay, so if you're trying to type in, don't type anything yet. The bank is owed $100,000. That's called the UPB. UPB, unpaid principal balance. Okay, so if you got pencil paper, start writing. The homeowner owes the bank $100,000 on the unpaid principal balance. The property is worth $50,000. So the FMV, fair market value, or the BPO, which is the broker's price opinion, the property is worth $50,000. This is our note model. Okay? Stay with me, you guys. Remember the note model. Practice it in your head. Talk it out loud. You will start to understand notes a lot better by just using these basic, simple numbers. The mortgage payment is $750 a month. $750 a month. We can buy the note for $20,000 from the bank. Okay? So our numbers again are $100,000, what's owed, UPB, $50 for the BPO, $750 a month is the monthly payment, and $20,000 is what we can buy the note. Now, when I say be strategic, you guys, listen real close to me here. I'm going to be real strategic. I'm going to show you how you take notes and you flip it, you make yourself some money. I'm buying that. No, we could also change the zeros. We can change the numerical number. It doesn't matter. Numbers are numbers with notes. You just got to understand how to buy it right at the right price. Okay? This property is upside down. And I hope everybody understands it's upside down. It's real simple. They owe more than the house is worth. As a real estate investor, a landlord per se, a real estate investor, you can't make money on this house. Okay? You can try to do the short sale, but short sales, as we all know, there's too much regulation right now. So let's just don't even try to go there. The numbers can be changed for any part of the United States. Doesn't matter. We're just trying to get a model to work from. Now, I'm buying this note for 20 cents on the dollar, or 20% of the UPB. How did I get that? It's owed 100, I'm buying for 20. Okay? So when you're buying, you need to make sure, am I buying on UPB? Here's another way to buy. You can buy on BPO. So the BPO is 50 grand, we're buying for 20, that's 40 cents, okay, on the BPO, or 40%. Those are great numbers you guys need to stick in your head. Because when you start talking all this stuff we do in notes, you got to know what you're spending. Now, let's say that the owner, I go into the owner and they continue to pay $750 a month. Now, these people will probably miss payments for 2 to 3 years. Okay? I go to the homeowner and somehow we get them back on track. Somehow we take all those payments, we just put it on the back end, and they say, you know what, I can start paying $750. Some of you are going, how's that possible, Terry? Here's how it's possible. One person got laid off, now they're back working again. They couldn't make the payments. It happens. You got to listen real close to the stories. So, The homeowner starts making $750 a month. That's a 45% return on my $20,000. That's an ROI, return on investment. Your money partner would love that deal if you could put that together. And you notice I'm using numbers. See, I'm a strategic investor. Investor, you're going to get 45% on the money if you buy the note for $20 and they start making $750 a month. This is a reason for you to pay me my flip fee of $3,000, $5,000. Because they're going to make a lot of money. I'm not going to get into exit strategies tonight. I might. The question's there. I don't know for sure. Now, if I can drop the payment and get the homeowner to pay $500 a month, that's a 30% return on investment. Now, let me help you with math, because I know some of you probably got it, some of you don't. You're beginners. I get it. It's okay. We're going to go slow enough for everybody. How did I get a 30% return? $500 a month times 12 months is $6,000. Divide $6,000, what I have coming in 1 year, into what I invested, which is $20,000. That's how I get 30%. How do I get 45%? I had $750 a month coming in, times 12 months is $9,000. $9,000 divided into the 20,000, that's how I get 45%. Okay? Now, your question was, if I own the note, we bought the note, you guys, you're bankers. You bought that note for $20,000. Again, the homeowner owes you $100. All of a sudden, a realtor comes along and says, hey, we want to do a short sale. I said, okay, no problem. Go right ahead. What are you thinking, realtor? Well, Terry, it's only worth $50,000. How about if we ask $50,000? Okay, let's go that route. I don't mind taking a 50% discount. I show them a little disgust, anger, that I'm a little upset, but trust me, inside, you guys, I know numbers. I only bought it for $20. If they get it sold for $50, woo! I'm getting paid. I like that. What if they got it sold for $40? Woo! I'm excited. I get money. And I didn't do any repairs. I didn't do anything. I just signed paper. We worked on paper. That's what I like about bankers. Not so much doing all the rehab and hiring contractors. And when this transaction is done, you guys, with paper, most of you never see money's being made. Big hedge funds are cleaning up in your neighborhood. You can't see it. Our world of paper is so great. I love it. All right. That's how I use a short sale. I'm hoping that the realtor comes in and says, okay, we got a buyer at $50,000. And I know that doesn't happen. I'm just giving you guys something to base your thinking on about notes, because it's very strategic. It's not a guessing game. Simply, I bought it for $20. Realtor comes to me and said, hey, we're going to list it for $50. Do I get upset because they dropped off $50,000? No. I love it when a realtor wants to do a short sale with me. That's your answer. Okay, bonjour, Mr. Bontemps. I only have two, Jonathan, New York, Leo, and no webcam. What do we do if the homeowner says the property needs repairs? Okay, Anthony, I think you've gone on down to the 5 questions that we ask homeowners. Do I want to do that, or do I want to stick with banks? Anthony, I'm going to skip that one. Because again, we're dealing with the homeowner. And if you buy a note, then you will work with the homeowner. But again, most of you are going to be working on flipping. And again, this training, these 2 weeks, is nothing more than dealing with banks. Okay, so I'm going to skip the homeowner part. There's a whole nother seminar for that. Thank you, whoever put that post in about honored to be coaching. I'm honored to have you guys on the phone. You just don't know. I am more excited than you guys ever will be. Trust me. But you guys, you know what? Here's what I shouldn't tell you guys this, because I know you guys are crafty. I should be paying you guys because you're fulfilling my life so much. Now, one day you guys are going to say, Terry, you need to pay me because I'm bringing you a great idea, dude. You got the skills and the ability, and you got all that other stuff to pull this off. If you guys ever come to me with a great scenario, and it's good, for every $1 that I make, I will give you a quarter. If you make me $1, I will give you a quarter. Now, that's not meant to be jokingly or anything other than I'm serious about what I do. And if you can create a revenue stream that I'm not using, I will gladly give you a quarter. So that makes you guys promoters. You can promote what I do. We can be business partners, not only in real estate, but other business ventures. I love growing. All right. Pecking order. What is the pecking order? The pecking order, Anthony, is this. We're at an auction. Let's say, again, with my model that I've used with the numbers, okay, the note model, the homeowner doesn't pay. Let me go ahead and give you guys the 7 exit strategies also. I'll just give them to you. Okay, the homeowner can sell their property. Now, this is how you get paid as the note holder. The homeowner can sell the property or they can refinance it. In this day, we all understand credit's tight, money's tight, but those are still options. Okay. The next is they can do a deed in lieu of foreclosure. I can get paid that way. Okay. They can do a short sale. I can give them cash for keys. Okay. I can give some cash. They can give me the deed to the property. I can do a loan modification, which is my favorite. Then I have to foreclose. Before you buy a note, you should know all 7 answers and how much money you're going to make. When you flip the note, you should tell that investor, here's the 7 ways that you can make money. Okay? So, the pecking order is, let's say we were at the auction and we had to foreclose. We would ask $20,000 at the auction. Let's say there's a second behind. That's maybe $10,000. I'm just creating this. There's a third maybe at $1,000. There are seconds and thirds and fourths in this world, you guys. I'm going to give you a database so when you go find banks, you will probably see thirds and fourths. Now, remember what I told you? There are no bad notes, just bad pricing. Would I buy a third mortgage? Yes, I would. Would I buy a fourth? Yes, I would. My first deal, I bought a third mortgage on an accident. All the pecking order means is this. The first gets their money, then the second gets their money. If we're at the auction, then the third gets their money, and then the fourth gets their money. If there's not enough money for the junior liens, they don't get paid and they lose. That's why banks will sell their notes, because they have no intentions of going to the auction to bid. Hope I answered the question, Anthony. How do you get the names of decision makers at banks? LinkedIn, Google. Walk into the bank. Ask for the president, the vice president, or the chief financial officer. But let me tell you this, if you walk in there with the limited training that you have right now, you're in trouble. You got to be able to hold a decent conversation. So guys and girls, don't think you can just leave this call and go do this. Some of you can because you're sharp. Some of you can't because you don't have the skills yet. And the worst thing can happen is when you go into a bank and you don't have the skills, you lose your confidence because you won't go back. Some of you are not built for rejection. You will get rejected in this business a lot. But that don't stop me. It's just, my mentor told me, he said, some will, some won't. So what? Next. I had a guy on LinkedIn today. He posted that I should quit spamming. I should quit posting in caps. And he asked the moderator to do something about it. I went and checked out his profile. He's a young investor, just beginning. Probably hadn't did much. I went on there and told him a little bit about myself, who I've worked with. I work with Trump. I work with Robert Allen. Best student made $400,000. But I started the sentence out by saying, hey, this is still America, my friend. Everybody has the right and the freedom of speech. You can post. I don't tell you how to run your business. I got 20 people starting a call tonight that paid me $99 to learn what I know. My best student made $400,000 on one deal. So Relax, man. I said, take a deep breath. I said, worst come to worst, don't open my post. I said, obviously my marketing is working because you're reading it and you can't take your eyes off of it. Just eliminate the post. Don't even look at it. I've had a couple people do that to me. It's like, man, will you stop it? No, I won't stop it. Shut up. My daughter is depending on me. Okay, how do you get the names of the decision maker? It's simple. That's the easiest thing in the world. Wait till you're ready, though. Jonathan, wait till you're ready. Most notes are bundled and sold to bigger investors. How often are you successful in finding a second from a phone call? Again, I don't know if you were on the line earlier, Devorah. I had one of my students that just started. He made his first payment. He was on the internet looking, I don't know, he had the relationship first. And he found me on the internet. I don't even know how this internet stuff works. He called me and says, hey, I want to be, in your training program because I've got a banker friend. And I talked to him about these non-performing notes. And he told me I should talk to someone else in the bank because they know. So he paid me right up front. He said, Terry, I want you to go in there and talk to the bank. I said, okay. I gave him a script. I trained him. I said, look, here's what you're going to say when that person gets on the phone. Here was the introduction I taught him. Hi, Mr. So-and-so and Miss So-and-so. My name is so-and-so and so-and-so. I was told that, you handle such and such and such. I have my financial partner, Terry Bontemps, on the line. Are you free for a few minutes? And if he says yes, you say, Terry, this is so-and-so, so-and-so, this is Terry. And then you shut up. Then I taught him, I said, hey, if nobody answers the phone and they have an answer machine, you're going to say this, and this. I said, you got it? He says, yes. I said, now, guess what? When that person calls you back from the bank, you're going to say this, and this. And I said, guess what? When they call you, you are not going to be ready. You're going to be flat-footed and you are not going to know what you're doing. So practice what I'm telling you. The guy from the bank called him and he says, Terry, man, I was shaking in my boots. I was so scared. I was sweating. His wife told me he was pacing up and down the floor, which is normal, you guys. And it ended up afterwards. He said, Terry, because of what you taught me, I was able to relax and go through the conversation. He said, man, all I could say was, here's Terry. And he said he needed an oxygen tank. So I'm going to give you guys scripts. I'm going to work with you. Use the scripts exactly the way I show you, but use your personality. So most notes are bundled. Yes, there are some notes that are bundled. Not all notes are bundled and sold. Okay. I worked with a bank in California. They had 174 first mortgages, 90 plus days late. They wanted to sell those for the UPB was $40 million. Okay. I had a hedge fund come in and try to buy it for $22 million. They put up $2 million in deposit. They put the LOI. Okay. So that was a flip. So those notes could have been bought. 174 notes is way more than you guys could even handle. The same bank, just last year, they had 10 second notes that I tried to buy. They were owed $3.5 million. I offered $125,000 to buy that package. The bank said they wanted more. I stalled on hopes that they told me they needed 2 to 3 times that amount of what I offered. I told them I couldn't do it. I would go up, but not to 3. And so I thought I could wait them out. And that thing just quietly died. The reason why I didn't go any further, I didn't have any more money to put into the game. Now, I don't know if those notes have been sold. Maybe I should send them an email because they still may be available. I love second mortgages, you guys. That's my niche. If you understand second mortgages and how the plays are, you're going to be a great investor. It's very strategic. You can lose. Most people say, you know what? You can lose by buying seconds. Right. And I told you earlier, the only way you lose if you don't know what you're doing and you pay the wrong price. That's how you lose. But I know what I'm doing. I know what can happen when I buy it at a certain price. Okay? Because I've been doing it for so long. Seconds are great. You can buy them at a discount and you get a great return. Plus they're cheaper. Okay? I could probably buy 2, 3, 4 notes for $20,000 on seconds. Okay? Whereas I can only buy one first at 20 grand. The risk is higher on my seconds. I understand that. But in the big picture, here's what most people say, and I don't want you guys to do this. You will lose on second mortgages. My thinking is, wow, you haven't done no analysis. You haven't looked at any numbers. You haven't looked at the homeowner's situation. And you automatically say, you will lose. Wow. At least give me the numbers. Tell me how you see me losing strategically. Just don't throw something off the top of your head. Most people say a second mortgage is a second mortgage, is a second mortgage, is a second mortgage, is a second mortgage. There are no two that are same, you guys. Every homeowner is different. Every homeowner has a different story. Every homeowner has different numbers. So how can you say they're all the same? Open your eyes bright. Look at it. Analyze it. Try to be the smart investor. Make money where other people are not making money. The largest buyer of second mortgages has bought over $3 billion worth of second mortgages. They've bought over 45,000 loans. If second mortgages were that bad, do you think this person would be spending the amount of money and owning the amount of notes that he does? The return on the notes are incredible. The returns are great, you guys. If you ever get into position and able to see what the hedge funds are able to do and buy at, you'll be surprised. I'll tell you the numbers one day of a package of 240 loans. What one hedge fund, I'll go ahead and give you the answers now. 240 loans. By the time they sold them all and serviced them all, they made $175,000 just by selling those loans to investors like me and you. So they bought them at one price, they sold them at another price, whew, gone. $175,000 just like that. Crazy, stupid money. From a phone call, you can do anything. You just got to make it happen. You got to ask the right questions. I told the banker in Chicago, hey, I love second mortgages. You got any of those? I want them. That's what I specialize in. Or even first. Okay, same way. I want you guys to understand this. There is no restriction for you guys. Ask for it first. See what they have to say. Then make your judgment. Don't base your judgment on what somebody else has said that hasn't done this before. You guys got to go out and do it. Your livelihood depends on you asking questions all the time of these banks. Hey, do you have any non-performing notes? And you know what? They all have them. I don't care what bank you talk about, they all have notes. You can go to the quarterly statements that they file with the FDIC and look up every single bank. Look up your bank. They've got them. Every bank has them. But not everybody in the bank knows where they're at. Not everybody in the bank knows this language. It's hidden. It's a needle in the haystack. That's why I go with the president, the vice president, and the chief financial officer. Where is the protocol? Phew. All right. I need you, Brian, to be specific with me. I mean, that's just like, where is the protocol? I'm going, where's the protocol and what? Help me out, man. I mean, where's the protocol? I can't give you an answer until you get a little bit more specific. I am Karen. I've been on this call. No camera. Okay, good. Now, you guys, let me tell you this. Michael Jackson, to give you a little bit more brighter understanding, Michael Jackson's note on Neverland Ranch, before he passed away, Michael Jackson defaulted on Neverland Ranch. He owed, I think, 20-something million to a bank. The bank sold the note to an investor that Forbes magazine called the greatest real estate investor in the world. Oh, what a title. What a title. His name is Thomas Barrack. B-A-R-R-A-C-K. Thomas Barrack. Google him. Google his name and Michael Jackson. I'll tell you what happened. He let Michael Jackson keep Neverland Ranch, but Michael Jackson signed over the deed to Neverland Ranch. What that meant is Thomas Barak owned the note and he owned the deed. So Thomas Barak is now the official owner of Neverland Ranch. Let's say he bought it for $20 million. Why would the bank sell it? Can you imagine Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or Chase foreclosing on Michael Jackson with all the millions of fans that he had? That would be a riot for that bank. That's bad publicity. That bank didn't want to foreclose. So they sold it. Thomas Barak, billionaire, bought the note. Thomas Barak wanted to sell Neverland Ranch. The NAACP wanted to make it an amusement park, a theme park. Thomas Barak told them they could buy it for $100 million. Wow. If he bought it for 20, I know you guys are following me now, and he wanted to sell it for 100, $80 million. $80 million of profit, you guys, on a note deal. Whoo! Sweet. You guys are learning a great business, but you got to be sharp. Okay, I seen your reply there, Brian. That was in reference to you asking for questions. Okay, what is the protocol? Protocol. I had a guy send me an email today, Brian. He says he knows someone at a bank that has access to non-performing notes. He asked me what my protocol is. I told him, I said, I don't deal with anyone other than the owner of the note. So if you're a broker, I don't work with you. I don't do that stuff. That's the biggest waste of your time, you guys. I will tell you, don't do it. I only work with buyers that have capital that invest for themselves. For example, I have 174 notes. People will call me and say, Terry, send me the list. And I go, no, I don't send lists. If you're going to buy from me, I'll give you some information about what you're looking for. In that process, you're going to pay me for what I have. And a lot of people get mad at me, but I don't care. Because I'm not in this for charity. I've got so much intellectual property between my ears that you're not getting anything free from me so that you can go make money without compensating me. So I have eliminated brokers, period. That's my protocol. Keeps me from wasting time. So protocol could be different from person to person. As we go along, Brian, maybe you can be more specific and I'll try to help you out in a certain area. All right. I'm all done on the questions. Now, you guys, I want you to fire away with any other questions that you want to ask me. I'm going to grab some water. Now, if you guys don't ask me any more questions, I want to think that we're probably finished on the call. An hour, really it's not an hour, about 45 minutes. That's really a short amount of time, you guys. I expect to be here all night. Terrence, can we get started ASAP? Yes, you can get started ASAP. We are doing this right now. Terrence, you got to understand something. You're a little dangerous right now. You got a little information and you're ready to just go out and just spin your wheels round and round and round and round and round, make a whole lot of dust and dirt. If you say the wrong thing to the right person, you'll never get a second chance. And Devorah, I think you turned out the lights on me. Good night. I'll make sure you get a copy of this. You want to wait until you're ready. Okay? We're going to send you some more PDFs. Why? You need to know more about the note business. Now, I don't think there's anyone on the line that's on a high level of note investing right now. I would want to think some of you are beginners. Some of you may be intermediates. If you have, okay, go ahead. and thought about using your mic. Could you type them in, Devorah? You don't want to go ruin a good relationship. So let's say you walked into your bank right now, from what you know, and you just started flapping your lips. And the person that is the correct person at the bank that understands the notes and where they're at listens to your language. And you sound like a real estate investor, and you sound like a landlord, and they look at you and go, this guy just got out of a seminar. I haven't built enough foundation with you. I haven't told you how you can use me to help you. Because when you get in a situation, I want you to be able to have my phone number, and I want you to be able to call me so I can help you out. But you got no foundation yet. Be patient. We got plenty of time. Let's get some basic and foundation. That's the best way. I love the questions. Okay. Jonathan, when you describe your returns, I assume you were referring to interest only or interest and amortization. The 45% was based on $100,000, okay, and the homeowner making $750 a month. The amortization chart is something that you guys will love, okay, because at any given time, the bank knows how much they're owed every single day of the week, and it's because of the amortization schedule, okay? You'll start learning how interest accrues, okay, when a person misses payments. And we'll get into that a little bit as we go along further, but when I learned how that amortization chart works, man, wow, I know my profit all the time. Every day I know what my profit is. There's no Murphy's Law. I wasn't referring to interest only and interest amortization. I was just saying, hey, look, if I put $20,000 into this deal, and if I get $750 a month, okay, which is $9,000 a year, I get $9,000 going toward my $20,000. That's where the return comes in. Hey, you guys hold tight. I'm going to get the sun out of my face here. All right, hopefully that's better. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, when are you providing the script for the banks? Anthony, let's do that right now. Because I didn't get a lot of questions. I know we're going to have more, but let's go ahead and do the scripts now because you guys will get better and better and better and better. Okay? The script is this. Let's say you guys are calling banks. Now, I want you guys to use your best judgment. I'm going to give you the script now. If you're not qualified, don't do this tomorrow. If you think you're qualified, go right ahead. Okay? My name is, and I'm talking about you guys when you're calling the bank. I'll use myself as an example. My name is Terry Bontemps. My company buys non-performing notes across the United States. For some of you that are writing, I'll take a little break, give it a pause. My name is Terry Bontemps. My company buys non-performing notes all across the United States. Now, when I give you guys a database, you will have the name of a homeowner. And I would say this. You have a property that you own the note on such and such an address in such and such a city and state. I'd like to buy that note. Do you guys sell your notes? Now, that was a specific script for when I have the name of a homeowner that's in foreclosure. Now, the banker may say, hey, if you're trying to buy the house, right then, you guys are talking to the wrong person. They don't understand the difference between a note and buying the house. So what's going to happen is they're going to deflect you off to somewhere you shouldn't be. They're going to say, hey, you need to go to the website, take a look at this, take a look at that, and then get back with us with an offer. You just went the wrong way. You have to make sure the person that you're talking to understands the language. Let me tell you guys, the college graduates that just started working at the bank, they don't even know what a note is. Okay, so you have to be the sharper, smarter investor and say, hey, look, I wonder if the person on the line understands what I'm really saying. Now, as soon as I start to hear a little hesitation, I'll escalate it and say, look, do you have a supervisor that I can talk to? So I go up a little higher. Guess what I do with the supervisor? Hi, my name is Terry Bontemps. My company buys non-performing notes all across the United States. You have a note that's located at such and such and such and such and such. I'd like to buy it. Do you guys sell your notes? And I'm only asking for one note at that particular time. And if the supervisor kind of like, well, do you have a supervisor? So I escalated all the way up as far as I can go. And then I finally get to this point. Do you really understand what I'm talking about? I'm talking about buying the note. And when someone from the bank says, yes, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to buy the income stream. We own that and you want to buy it. See, that tells me that person knows what I'm doing. Terry Bontemps, we don't sell our notes. Okay, great. Fine. Thank you. Do you think you'll ever sell them? No. Okay, great. Have a great day. Bye. Some of you are going to try cold calling a bank with no lead at all. Hey, my name is Terry Bontemps. My company buys non-performing notes all across the United States. I like to buy all your non-performing notes because I know you got some. That's an amateur. Okay? You got no relationship. Banks just don't give out information. It's the privacy rights. You wouldn't want the bank giving out information about you to some investor. So there's a privacy issue involved. Relationship is nice. Do you know somebody that knows somebody? Or, in my position, it's simple. I call the bank's president. The president knows where those loans are at. The vice president knows where those loans are at. The chief financial officer definitely knows where those loans are at. Okay? So, with all I just said, you got to pick out what works good for you. Okay? Now, that banker is going to start talking some different language that you guys have never heard before. Such as when I was talking to the bank in Chicago. They were talking about some shared loss agreements with the FDIC. I had no clue what he was talking about. But then it started making sense. The FDIC is going to share in some of the losses. This banker, they just bought out a bank that the FDIC closed down. The FDIC goes in and closes banks down because they have too many bad loans. And so this bank just bought their loans. So that FDIC said, if we enter this agreement and agree to share some of the losses, you cannot sell the notes of that bank that failed. I heard them. The bank that failed. Well, what about your bank, Mr. Banker? Well, you know what? We do have some. Matter of fact, we haven't tried to collect on those notes in 3 or 4 years. We've written them off, which means they have no value to the bank. They just don't believe they're going to get any more money. So that's when they'll sell it. It's like, you know what? We've written it off. And if you can give us something, shoot, we're happy. We'll give you the notes. And he even told me they were junk. And he said, Terry, we know you're going to offer pennies on the dollar. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So it was a relationship. I was led into that bank. My student in Michigan, and most of you have seen this, she didn't have any marketing money. So I had to teach her the scripts. I had to get her to smile, hold her shoulders up, sound confident and proud, over and over and over and over and over and over again with those scripts. So she could sound professional. You determine if you're ready for this or not. Some of you, most of you, probably not. Don't worry about it. You got time. Don't try to be an expert right now. Try to understand why things work the way they do. Don't try to be some jerky investor that just got out of a seminar. You got to be a pro. All right. Are you allowed, let's see. Oh, that's a good question. I can see that already. Are you allowed to go to the homeowner and ask what they plan to do before you purchase the note? No. My mentor did that with the bank that we were dealing with. Here's what happened. The homeowner calls the bank and says, hey, there's some guy named Devorah. I can't remember the last name, Devorah. There's some investor. She's a female. Her name is Devorah. She's at my front door, and she's talking about buying some kind of paper or note from me, and that you guys are going to sell it. She's going to be my new bank, and I'm telling you what, this just sounds awfully like a con. I think this person's got fraud and trying to rip me off. And guess what, Devorah? Your relationship with that bank is ruined. You don't need to do that. If you just understand when the bank sends you information, it gives you all the numbers to analyze the deal. You analyze the deal, figure out the 7 exit strategies, then homeowner's going to have to do one of those 7. They got no choice. Once you buy the note, then you go to the owner and you say this: homeowner, what happened? My name is Devorah. I bought your note from the bank. What happened? Where are you at now? And what would you like to do with your house? Those 3 things right there will determine how and when you're going to get paid. But see, I already know that because I've already figured out 7 exit strategies. They can only do 1 of 7 things, or 2 of 7 things, or 3 of 7 things. But I know what they're going to do. There's nothing that they can say that will catch me off guard. How can you knock on the door? Homeowners from here, Israel. I knocked on doors. When I was doing note business, I would buy the note. I would go knock on the homeowner's door. I don't think you can do that now, okay, because of all the regulations and changes. But it was funny. I'd knock on the door, and most of them were glad to see me. It was a relief because they were scared that that bank was going to kick them out of the house. But when I came to the door and said, hey, I'd like you to keep it, and if we can work together, you will keep your house. I had one lady, I went to her house 3 times, knocking on the door. I said, hey, is Miss Jones there? Nope. Okay, tell Miss Jones Terry Bontemps, her bank came by. Tell her to call me. Knocked on the door. Hey, is Miss Jones in? No, Miss Jones ain't in. She ain't called me. I go one more time. Hey, is Miss Jones in? Nope, Miss Jones ain't here. I said, okay, that's it. I got to foreclose. I started to leave, and the lady comes out. She says, well, I'm Mrs. Jones. I'm scared to death. I said, don't be Miss Jones. I said, I'm not trying to take your house. I said, I want to help you keep it. What happened? Where are you now? What do you want to do? With a smile. Not a mean guy. With a smile. All right. You guys are doing great with those questions. Keep them going. Are you allowed to go to owner? That's what we're going to do, though. My family truly appreciates. Terrence, my family truly appreciate this. Looking forward to being the next figure student. I love that. I love it. I love it. You know what, guys? If you get this, you can help your family members. There ain't nothing wrong if they owe the bank $100,000 and it's worth $50,000, and you go to the bank and try to buy it for $20,000 to help your family member out. Guys, when you buy notes, if the homeowner don't even want to sell the house, which has happened, they don't want to sell the house, I can still make a profit from that house by buying the note. I used to say, you know what, I can make money on houses that homeowners don't want to sell just because I bought the note. I'm strategic. I'm not going after the house, I'm going after the paper. But if you get the paper and you get the house, you're going to make a lot more money. Skip traces, all right? Let me get to that. This thing jumps back every time somebody hits the send button. Okay, can you call them instead? Again, as far as collecting on notes right now, you're going to have to check your specific state and what the laws say for your state. Again, because of the mortgage meltdown, all the regulations now on servicers have been toughened, which means that you got to follow guidelines. I don't know the guidelines for everybody's state. Okay, so that's where you might need an attorney, or you need to hire a special servicing agent that does this for a living and let them tell you, okay, what needs to be done. It's no big deal. Pay the servicer, let them collect, let them do whatever they do. It's good. There's enough profit in there where you can do that. Nothing to hide, nothing to be scared of. It's the cost of being in business. Remember, there's a cost to being in business. Can you call them and say it? I hear they are hard to find. Okay. You hire a foreclosure company. You can't find the owners. They skip town. They're gone. You hire a foreclosure company. My foreclosure company is called Preferred Default Services. They're out of Southern California. If I can't find someone, I said, hey, let's go ahead and start the foreclosure. I don't do this myself. They're specialists. They know how to do all the postings. This is all civil code, you guys. Everything we do with notes, we're governed by law. We cannot make a mistake and end up going to jail unless we do it wrong. That's why I love notes. If I mess up and do something wrong, of course, then I should pay for it. But I've never been accused of illegally doing something as far as with notes. Okay, because I follow the law. I let the experts, The servicing company, they're the experts. They do the work. My foreclosure company, they do the work. They are pros. I just keep going out and working my business. Man, I'm telling you guys, I love having the guidelines and operating in a certain way. And you've seen a lot of people have gone to jail now because they did all this stuff that was wrong. Man, I'm glad I didn't go that route. Okay, where will your purchase money come from? All right, I like that, I like that, I like that. Okay, so can we approve short sales all day correct or something like that? Yeah, you can approve your short sales. Yeah, you can approve your short sales. If you own the note, you bought it for $20,000. Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty interesting, Terry. That's interesting. You can use the short sale as a way to get paid. Okay, where will the purchase money come from if we don't have it? Listen close, you guys. I love that question, Brian. You don't have money right now. And I would say that's probably 100% of you on the phone. Nobody's loaded with money. If you think you need money to do real estate, when will you ever have money? How long is it going to take you to get $20,000 to buy one note? And I know some of you are saying, Terry, right now in my household, I am spending more than I make. Or I'm spending what I make. There is no extra, Terry. Everybody's budget is tight. So, if you think it's money, you'll never be good at real estate. So first of all, get rid of that thinking. It takes money to make money. That is true. But you guys have all heard this. But you haven't mastered it. Let me help you. Other people's money. You know that, but you haven't learned how to do it correctly. So my purpose right now for you guys is remember this. I'm going to teach you how to make money without money. That's strategic. I am brainy. I'm going to teach you how to make money without money. So Brian, the question is, how do you do it? You're going to have to do it from other people's money. People that have money want to make money. They need deals that make them money. Here's the people you guys need to be looking for. And if you don't look for this type of people, you're going to be lost in this business. You need people with 401k programs that they can use to buy a note. You need somebody that has a self-directed IRA that can buy a note. You need somebody that has cash in their bank account to buy a note. Here's what you don't look for. You do not look for another investor that's broke, that lost all their credit during the mortgage meltdown. They got hit hard. They don't have any money. They don't have any assets. All they want to do is flip something. This is the group of people that you guys probably have in your circle right now. Other investors that have no capital at all. And you guys are just running around in circles, think you're doing real estate. You don't even understand returns, but you're being a realtor and a real estate agent and a real estate investor. Those are not people you want to deal with. You need to be dealing with the people I just mentioned. So here's what makes the difference. Those people that have cash and money and access to money, you need to show them the notes, the 7 exit strategies, the returns they can get if they took $20,000 and invested it in a note. And if they can get the owner paying $750 a month, they would get a 45% return on their investment. If you drop the payments to $500, you would get a 30% return on your investment. Let me give you guys some more numbers. Can you tell I'm brainy? I love what I'm doing. Landlords right now, the model for a landlord or a hedge fund, here's what they're doing. They're buying a $100,000 house. Remember this, please, you guys. They're buying it for $100,000. They're putting $10,000 to $25,000 repairs into that property. They're renting it out for $1,200 a month. That's a 12% return on their investment. They're spending $100,000 to make 12%. I can spend 20 and make a 30 to 45% return. And then I tell them, my money partner, I tell them the 7 different ways how they get paid, what could go wrong. Here's what would happen when it goes wrong. Here's that beautiful package for you to make a whole lot of money, all wrapped with a bow on it on a silver platter here. That's how you make money today, guys, as investors that are trying to flip properties. If you're not doing that, you're not making money. You got to become good at notes. You got to have, right here, Brian, here's where it's at. Intellectual capital. Smartness to put deals together. Smartness to walk into banks and find notes. Smartness to call other investors that are note sellers that are real, that can give you the type of returns that you're looking for. 20% on the UPB, 40% on the BPO. That's what I got to buy at. And if you ain't selling at that, I'll take a look at it. I'm not going to say no, but that's what I need. See, Brian, did you see? I just created numbers. I'm a thinker. And if you're not thinking, putting deals like that together, if you can't send me a deal and show me returns, you're not going to make any money. All right. I know that was long, man, but I had to show it to you in a brainy way. And if you don't get the numbers, you got the video. Okay, let me go back up. You guys are doing good. Nobody's went to the restroom yet. Do I have the verbiage? Anthony, the one thing you're going to learn about me, I don't have that written down. There's a lot of things that you're going to have to do yourself. You're going to have to do more than you've ever thought about doing for yourself. You're going to have to go back through these videos, take it and bite it down chunk-sized pieces and study the heck out of it. You're going to have to write everything down. It's up to you to give 100%. Terry Bontemps is just going to lead you and give you what you need. You got to be the sharper guy to say, you know what, I'm going straight to that script, write it down. You guys are going to write your own success story. I'm just guiding you. You're all going in different paths. Everyone tonight is on a different path. You will all go different directions. Okay? You got to go in the direction that leads you. I'm just going to guide you. I'm your GPS to help you get where you want to go. My head is brainstorming. I'm good. I love it, Devorah. We're going to spend 3 days together, and I'll tell you what, we're going to do it. Because I want to see successful. I need everybody's video on my YouTube page. I'm invested in you guys. When someone goes to my YouTube page and they see credibility and they call me and says, Terry, I got the money, I'm spending it with you. Man, that's a good feeling. That's why I put so much time and effort. I brought you guys in at $99 because I know it's a good enough price to make you try. Everybody's hurting financially. Some of you can afford to pay the coaching program. Some of you, $99 is the last of it. Matter of fact, I got somebody on the line tonight. Terry, I got laid off. My wife's not working. This $99 is, man, I'm telling you, it's like oxygen. And I let him do payments because I can feel his pain. And I'm just hoping that I can get him to success. And he puts up a video. It's killer. When Holly told people she made $400,000 on one deal, my haters can't say a word to me. Don't get in my way. I love what I'm doing. No one else really knows a lot about notes. There are people that know notes, but no one's out promoting and pushing it like I am. I'm going to push it and promote it hard. So you guys got to be the same way. You got to be persistent. You got to be determined. You got to have a fire in you that can't be put out. And if you're anything less, you ain't going to make it. Not everybody's cut out to be a Marine. Let me tell you guys, I've been hit hard. I've been hurt by real estate, but I didn't quit. I did a lease option deal with a homeowner. That homeowner and her lawyer signed my contract on the lease. I told them, hey, I'm not going to live in this house. I'm going to move somebody in with some bad credit. They're going to get the credit fixed. We're going to sell the house. You move on with your life. This person was moving to Washington. They couldn't afford the house they were living in and the house that they owned. I told them I'd make the payments. The person had moved in, and the lawyer went fishing one day. The lawyer said, well, how much are you paying for rent over here? The homeowner's payment was $1,000. I was charging the lease option person $1,300. And you guys all know I was putting $300 a month in my pocket. The lawyer says, oh, that's called rent skimming. And man, that was it. The lawyer, the person that lived in the house, and the owner, 3 against 1, which was me. I was so stubborn, I kept that deal. My lawyer said, Terry, Perry Mason cannot defend you in the court of law. Give them the house back. And I go, no, I'm right. I did this right. I got a contract. That lady put my name on a talk radio station in Denver. It was called the Tom Martino Show. Oh man, he ripped me in shreds. I've never felt so bad before my whole life, you guys. I lost weight. I cried on the couch. They put my home phone number on a talk radio station. I got so many calls, people calling me a scumbag. My kids answered the phone. They said, your daddy is a crook. He's a con. He's a nasty guy. And my kids were like, Daddy, what's going on? I said, oh, I don't know. I don't love real estate no more. I hate it. And I laid there. I swear, I thought I was leaving the earth. I got a call from an investor and said, Terry, you know what? You did that right. You learned the correct strategy. You were right. I said, I'm right? He said, you're right. And I got up off the couch. And I started moving forward. I said, y'all can have this house. I don't want it no more. Take it. Man, you guys, that was the time I could have quit. But my daughter, I finally got my wind back and I got back out there. I've been hit hard. I've been accused of a lot of stuff. But tell you what, it made me stronger. It did not kill me. It deterred me, but it did not kill me. You got to be one strong something to stop me right now. Like I told you, the guy did the post on LinkedIn. I kind of took it personal. You're trying to delay me and delay my daughter of what's rightfully theirs that I worked so hard for. Don't even think about it. This is still America. This is still America. We have the right. And if you don't like it, change the channel. And I haven't seen anything on the post today from him. I hope I put his tail between his legs, slapped him around and says, look, don't mess with me. I'm determined. But I'm a nice guy. Okay, I got to get going. You guys, man, I know you're probably going to sleep on me. Hey, you know what? You guys should not be sleepy right now. You should be glued in. And if you're sleepy, okay, I can forgive you because you had a hard day. But this is about your livelihood and your future. You get this right, you're on the right track. No way you should be sleepy. I can't see you. I know you guys are not sleepy. I know you guys are like this right now. You guys are like, come on, Terry, give me more. Give me more. And your face is glued in. Come on, a little closer. Come on, talk to me, Terry. Keep closer. Keep talking. I can hear you. That's the enthusiasm you got to have. Stop it, Devorah. I love the cheerleading. Yeah, rah. You got to have that. You got to have the hunger. If you don't have the hunger, you guys are not going to make it. Are you going to be sending out any study material tonight? I probably will send out tomorrow number 2 PDF. Then I'll send out number 3 PDF. I want you guys to ask questions to get a better understanding of what we're doing. I'm going to give you the scripts. Then I'm going to start working with some of you right away. Then some of you are going to have to wait a little bit because I got quite a few people. We're going to start calling banks. I'm going to call 2 banks so you can hear how I do it, same script. I'm going to listen to you do it. Critique you. Tell you some things you should do. Then you're going to have that part of the business. You must decide where you're going to find note deals from. You can get them from the banks. You can get notes from hedge funds. You can get notes from other note sellers. You can get notes from the platforms that are on the internet where people sell notes. If you guys are going to do notes, you're going to do notes and get them from 4, I think I said 4. Man, this thing is killing me here. I can't figure out my direction. 4 different places. Your job is to find the notes. There's 8,000 banks in the United States. Your job is to find the notes. I'm giving you the script. You got to put the phone up to your ear and you got to get a big old callus because you're making so many calls. You got to be bold enough to walk into your bank and say, hey, I'd like to talk to the president, vice president, CFO. My name is Terry Bontemps. My company buys non-performing notes across the United States, and I'd like to see if you guys have some notes in your portfolio that you would like to sell. Here's why. 75% of the market right now is upside down. 75% of the market is upside down. That means people owe more on their house than the house is worth. If we were doing short sales, you would need the bank's approval. The banks are the motivated sellers, you guys. It used to be, hey, go to the motivated seller, which was the homeowner. The homeowner is still the motivated seller, but without the bank's final decision, homeowner can't do anything. So how does a real estate investor make money on this deal? I can't understand this. They owe the bank 100 and it's only worth 50. How do you make money as an investor? And that's 75% of the market. You got to buy the debt at a discount. That's the only way. Now, some of you don't have money. Guess what? The banks aren't lending. There is no credit. Everything's tied up. How do you take what you don't have and make money from it? You don't. You got to be a note expert. Then once you get the note, then you can get the house. Then you can make some money. So cool, so cool. I do not want to deal with homeowners. I want to deal with banks to flip to hedge fund. Will you show me how to find hedge funds? Hedge funds, real simple. Hedge funds, go to LinkedIn. Hedge funds. You got to try to maybe do hedge funds that buy notes. Hedge funds that are looking for great deals. Bam. Page 28. I'm still looking for hedge funds. Page 50 in Google. I'm still looking for hedge funds. Hey, do you know anybody? Hey, hedge fund number one. Do you know anybody that's buying notes? Hedge fund. Do you know another hedge fund? Do you know anybody? Does anybody know any hedge funds that buy notes? Sharon, that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. If you don't want to deal with homeowners. I told you there's 4 different ways. Actually, there's 5. I forgot the homeowner. You go to banks. You go to hedge funds, you go to other note sellers, you go to the platforms where they're selling notes, and then 5th way was the homeowners. Thank you, Sharon. You guys have got to do this sun up to sundown, nonstop, 24 days a week, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And don't cry to me that it doesn't work after you've done it 25 times. Don't cry to me it doesn't work after you tried it 250 times. Don't cry to me it doesn't work after you did it 500 times. Your life is dependent upon you finding someone that will do business with you so that you can have a great financial future. This is not guaranteed. You have an opportunity. Take advantage of your opportunity. Foreigners come to this country for an opportunity. We as Americans, we sit back and do nothing but cry and complain. Master it. Get on top of your game. Become great. But it's going to take some work. I study like it's nobody's business. I will work from 5 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, nonstop, on my real estate business. I'm searching out information. I'm finding out who's doing what. I'm looking who's connected. Who's doing something that I want to be a part of. You can't beat me. You can't beat me, you guys. You don't put in the time like I do. That's why I'm where I'm at. I learned how to market. Those posts, Devorah told me they're hypnotic. Once you get on my post, you're hooked. And I don't let you off. I learned that from a master. You can learn it from me. Your business has to be marketed just the way I market on LinkedIn. I have all kinds of videos. What do you have on YouTube? Do you have a website? So when someone at the bank says, oh, Anthony, you want to buy some notes? Let me do a little research on you. I'm going to Google Anthony. See what Anthony profile look like. I'm going to go on LinkedIn, Anthony. I'm going to YouTube, Anthony. Everything is done social media. Anthony, I hope you have something that the bank says, yes, Anthony is real. But if they go in there and see Anthony's been working at, McDonald's, and I'm not picking on you, Anthony. Anthony's been working at McDonald's. Anthony's been working at Burger King. Anthony's been working at, blah, 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 blah. That don't match up. Where's Anthony going to get, remember the bank that had the 174 loans for $40 million? Where's Anthony going to get $40 million at? That guy would be lucky if he's got $4. Get rid of him. See, Anthony, we gotta build you up, man. We gotta like lift the weights. You gotta keep pumping, get you strong. Okay? I love your enthusiasm, though. You're determined. All right, we're rolling here. We're rolling, you guys. I'm gonna give you I ain't gonna quit. Will you show me how to? Yeah, I'll show you how to find hedge funds. Yes, I understand, Brian. Great. Is the database a PDF, Excel, or link? The database is a online database. Okay. They're like foreclosure.com or RealtyTrack for some of you. This database that I use, here's what makes the difference. Was in Southern California, again, with that luxury home investor, our guru. He wanted me to teach for him. He says, man, Terry, $2 million house, and if you can buy a second, that's like $300,000, you can make some big bucks. And you know what was funny? This was the guy that I told he had to kick me out. He says, Terry, you've been playing around in the little bitty houses, getting little bitty checks. Imagine if you could get bigger checks with bigger zeros on it. And I go, oh, yeah, I'm in, man. He says, I don't know what you do. It's weird. I have no idea what you do. But he says, dude, you've been making some big bucks and you work for some great people. You got to know something. He says, take these $1 million houses and do what I do, but do what you do and make this thing work. And so I found a database, and here's what they do. Let's say there's a $4 million house in foreclosure in Southern California. They've got a $2.5 million first. Now let me go back to my note model, see if I can create it better than that. Oh, this is going to become difficult. Didn't think this through. They got a $3 million house. It's worth, this is great, you guys. Think now, think. 50%. So $1.5 million is what it's worth. I could buy it for, well, no, that wouldn't be right. God, let me scratch that. Sorry about that. $3 million house. They have a $2.5 million first. They have a $1 million second and a $500,000 third. Those numbers are crazy, the second and third. But if I can get a good price, let's say the second's missing payments, the third's missing payments, the first missing payment, they're divorcing, haven't made payments in 3 years, the kids are crazy, the neighbors are crazy. This thing is so much drama, but I like it because that's what gives me the opportunity to make money. So I will look at the second and the third. Do I have that type of money to buy those notes? No. I'm going to look for money, Brian, just like I'm telling you. I'm going to go to some sharp investor that says, you know what? If we buy these notes, we'll make this amount of money. But more than that, if they don't make the payments, we'll own that asset. So the database tells the name of the homeowner that owns that $1 million house. It gives me the address of that $1 million house. And then I have the bank's name and the bank's number. And that comes to your computer. So I can get up and say, look, oh, here's a $3 million house, Southern California. Homeowner's name is this, the address is this, and the bank's name is this, and the bank's phone number. Bang! Hello, my name is Terry Bontemps. My company buys non-performing notes all across the United States. And you have a note on a property at such and such and such and such, and you are the second lien holder. My company would like to buy that note. Are you interested in selling it? Then I escalated like I showed you guys. Once I'm finished, I hang up the phone. Oh, third mortgage. Hey, my name is Terry Bontemps. My company buys non-performing notes, and I see you have a third mortgage on a property located at such and such. Here's the address. My company buys notes. I'd like to know if you guys would like to sell your third mortgage. Yes, we would, Terry. We need to get out of this thing. I said, great. All right, excellent. Then we go into another conversation. I'm happy because now I have an opportunity on a $1 million house. The owner doesn't want to sell the house, so you as an investor would never get that deal. I come in the back door. My mentor told me, Terry, buy notes. You can come in through the back door and end up owning the property. So I come in and buy that third mortgage. And then I try to figure out how I'm going to make my profits. I figure out my 7 exit strategies. I got to find some money. That's the opportunity I have, you guys. Nothing more than that. My intellectual property put that deal together. It was not my money, Brian. It was not my credit. It was not my good looks. It was not my hands or anything. What I have between my ears. And if I can pull that off, Brian, and make a check, I did good for myself. But here's the big thing I do also. Bank, you have a third mortgage, but tell you what, do you have any other notes that are non-performing that you like to sell? Anywhere in the United States? Wow, Terry. Yeah, we've got about 50 of them that we didn't know what we were going to do with. People hadn't paid. I said, well, I'd like to take a look at them. So guess what now, Brian? I went from 1 note to 50 notes. And man, I can't sleep at night, you guys. I'm thinking about how I'm going to make money. I can't sleep. My eyes, when you see me, they're like clothes. I have bags. Because I know I have so many days to make this deal happen. And if I don't, I'm not going to be able to profit. I got to figure it out. I got to write it down. Terry, talk to me, dude. Man, I need your help. I just got 50 notes, and they're all $1 million properties. I don't have a penny to my name. I said, that's all right. We'll figure it out. We're chess players. We're strategic. Between me and you, we can do it. Keep your head up, Brian. We can do it. And if we don't, we gave it our best. That's all we can ask for. How about performing notes underwater? Are they worth it? Anytime you pay for a performing note, most people want par. Par means basically what it's worth. So, taking our example of the note deal, I'm going to just say the property's worth 100, the owners owe 100. So whoever owns that note at $100,000 will probably sell it for $80,000, $85,000. You're paying a whole lot of money for a little bitty return. That's no fun to me. There's no challenge. So what? I get 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14%. That's good money for amateurs that don't know how to make more. Leo, I like 45%. Let me tell you one more thing here. Let's go back to our note model. 100,000 what's owed, UPB, 50,000 worth, $750 a month. I could buy it for $20,000. Here's an extra strategy. I'm going to give you guys an answer. Pay attention. Wake up. Nudge the person on the side of you. Say, hey, don't go to sleep right now. Terry is hot. I'm hot right now. Here we go. Exit strategy. Homeowner. My name is Terry Bontemps. Okay? I bought your note from the bank. Did they send you a letter stating that I own your note? Yes, they did, Terry. Okay. I'm here to help you keep your home. I want you to know that. What happened? Well, my husband got laid off. That's why we couldn't make our payments, but he's working now. Good. So that tells me where you're at. What would you like to do with the house? I want to keep our house. Our kids have been going to school in this area for 6 years. My husband belongs to the golf club. I belong to the PTA. This is called emotional equity. They will work 5 jobs to keep that house. If they lose that house, they downsize in their life. They take a lower standard of living because they're going to go live in a neighborhood that's maybe not as safe. Okay? They're going to be renting, probably living in an apartment. So guess what? They want to keep their credit also. People like that I love because they're committed. Some of you may be like that. Let me go deeper with you guys. Some of you are so upside down on your house right now that you'll never ever get the money out. You're eating beans and rice to make those payments because you know once you lose that house, to go down to another level is not where you want to be. You're doing everything in your can. You're calling that bank, hey, please do a loan mod. Please, 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 please. I'm not picking on you. I just understand the plight of most of America right now. Everybody's hurting. We've all been hit hard. So that type of owner is called emotional equity. Emotional. They are emotionally tied. They're not leaving that house. Okay? So, here's what happens to that owner. Owner, here's what I'm going to do to show you how much I am seriously interested in helping you keep your house. You owe me $100,000. I'm going to drop it to $60,000 right now. I'm going to reduce your principal right now. I'm going to knock off 40% of what you owe me. I'm also going to drop your payments from $750 to $500 a month. What does that do for you to have an extra $250 a month? Terry, dude, we can go buy a snow cone now. You gave me the relief we need. We love you, man. God sent you here today. I know He did. I know He did. Dude, you just don't know what you've done for my family. You are our lifeline. I've had this happen to me, guys. They start crying right there, and I start crying with them because, man, you get me bawling, I start crying right there with you because I feel it. I'm feeling them because I lost my house to foreclosure. So they're happy. I said, homeowner, guess what? I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished. I'm going to do better than that. Here's what I will do. In the next 60 days, if you pay me off $40,000, your loan will be paid off and you owe no more. I have no idea, you guys, where they're going to get the money from. But I'm asking them to give me $40,000 in the next 60 days. They may have a 401k. They may have a self-directed IRA. They may have that money up under the mattress. I don't know, and I don't prejudge. I don't care if they have Mr. Payments. I'm not prejudging someone based upon what has happened in their life. They may have a family member that's sympathetic to their needs. They may give them the $40,000 so that family member doesn't have any more pain in their life. Let them make the decision. I'm not going to make it for them. I've learned that you can't anticipate what a person will do when they really, really put their mind to it. So here's what I'm hoping. They find the money. I know you guys are saying, Terry, it doesn't happen like that. I know. But at least think big. Think of the possibilities, you guys. Because if you don't think of the possibilities, you ain't going to make it in this business. Because you've already prejudged a person. You can't do that. You can't prejudge people. You can't judge a book by the cover just because of what you think you know. Come on. Give them a chance. Be nice to them. Talk to them. Treat it like you want somebody to treat your mother and father and your kids. Respect. So, let's say they find it. Guess what? In 60 days, I've made $40,000. I only paid $20,000. I doubled my money. I did a 200% return in 60 days. Guess what happens if you do that again? And you do it again all in 1 year? I can give a 60% discount because I bought so cheap. That's what's nice about buying notes cheap. You got a lot of room to play. Don't be greedy and try to get it all. Don't force all the juice out of that homeowner. Don't leave him, don't leave him with the loss of pride. $20,000, that's a good profit. And you didn't have to do nothing. You didn't fix nothing. You didn't hire no contractors. You didn't paint. You didn't toilets and repairs. You just did what we call paper. You passed the paper. This stuff. And you made $20,000. Then you're going to do it again. All right, guys. I don't see any more questions. Laugh out loud, I know. I told you guys I would outlast you. And if you're tired right now, it's okay, I understand. But I'm just getting warmed up. This is what I have to talk to you guys about. The mindset. I see you, Devorah. I'm with you. I can tell you're a hungry tiger because in Israel, what time is it, Devorah? What time is it in Israel? 5:45 a.m. Guess what? You ain't going to sleep because you know what's going to happen when you lay down? Your brain is just racing. All the possibilities. You're thinking so much. You're going, you know what? If I implement what Terry just taught me, I'm going to make XXX. And you're going to be tossing and turning, and you just can't. You were like, oh, it's crazy. But that's a good place to be. Because you know why? Let me tell you this, guys, and I think we're about ready to wrap it up. People that solve problems have their own economy. People that solve problems have their own economy, regardless of what's going on out in the real world. We all know what's out there. When you learn how to solve problems, you're going to get paid. You're a problem solver. You have to be, especially in this economy. Okay? I'm not tired, but I don't see any more questions. And we're going on probably about an hour, 46, something less than that. But I think you guys have got enough. Anthony, yes. I'm loving it. Stay with me, man. I'm telling you guys, I will give you 10 times at least more than what you paid for. You paid $99. You're going to easily get over $1,000 from me, even more than that. I used to tell people, I made $40,000 in 1 hour on one deal. Money never sleeps. Oh, I love that. I love it. It doesn't either. People out there, somebody's out there thinking about how they can make $1 while some of you are thinking about going to sleep. And the early bird's going to get the worm. I know we have to sleep sometime, you guys, but man, if you're not on 24/7, 365 days a year, you're in the wrong business. You need to go somewhere else. Man, because this is a quick hitting business right now. Money's being made quicker than ever because of technology. Hedge funds are buying, and do this for me. Go into Google, put in hedge funds buying thousands of homes, and you'll see all these hedge funds. I just read the other day where an Alaskan retirement fund is giving an investor millions of dollars to buy thousands of houses to rent out. You will never see a penny of that money unless you're a renter. No real estate agent will see that money. This was a bank to hedge fund transaction without the normal routine because of the mortgage meltdown. The old rules of real estate don't apply, you guys. It's a new time. You have to evolve. You can't keep doing the same thing you did in the past because it doesn't work. Evolve, please, or die. Even if you think you're on the right track, you stand there long enough, you're going to get hit by the next train. You got no choice. You have to commit. The uncommitted life is not worth living because it produces no results. The uncommitted life is not worth living because it produces no results. Am I committed? You dang on right. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't committed. I know my skills. I know I can deliver for you guys. But you got to come back with me with more energy than I give you, which is very hard to do. If you come with anything less, if you quit, you guys all know, winners never quit. Quitters never win. So I'm giving you mindset. I'm giving you strategy. I'm giving you real life, real time training. None of this books and tape stuff. Real time fast. On the phone. Bam. Done. Go to work. Bam. Call me. On the phone. Bam. Go to work. Go to work. Bam. On the phone. Bam. Do this, Anthony. Bam. Go. Call me, Anthony, when you got the answer. On the phone. Boom. Move. I love this business. Guys and girls, it's been great. I think we're done. Everybody, I'm telling you guys, I love you. You don't know me, but you are made out of the same stuff I'm made out of. I was in your shoes. I was just like you. But I wanted to be the guru. I wanted to be the guru. I seen the guru having so much fun. I wanted to be the guru. You should want to be the guru. Don't bad talk the guru. You should be like the guru. Get good enough so when you put words on paper, people will come to you and say, Devora, Anthony, Leo, Nova, please teach me. I am hungry. I will pay you. You deserve to get paid for everything you're doing right now. You're investing in yourself. You deserve. I had a guy just yesterday, even today. He says, you know what, Terry? I don't think you're doing deals. I think you're just selling books and tapes. I said, guy, this ain't about me. I said, you tell me what you want from me. And I'll tell you if I can meet what you want. I've learned how to talk. He says, Terry, I want you to go out and find deals. I said, stop right there, dude. Our conversation's over with. Why on earth would I find deals for you? I said, if I was to do that, you're going to pay me $25,000. Do you have $25,000? He said, Terry, don't worry about the money. I said, dude, our conversation is over. I said, because you're trying to pull my leg and waste my time. I can tell you haven't done your research on me. I asked you, did you go to my YouTube videos? I asked you, did you Google me? I asked you, did you go to my LinkedIn page? You said yes. Do you see anywhere on there where I'm saying I will find deals for you? I will give you money to do deals. You don't. So have a nice day. Call me when you really want some training, some mentoring. You want to bring me some business and I can give you a quarter for every dollar that you bring to me. Call me when you grow up, man. You're not on my level. And you're not going to try to play head games. You're not in my head. You ain't getting in my head. Go play somewhere else. I need to spend my time with people like you guys on this call. You're serious. You committed yourself financially. And you're here right now after about an hour plus. You're to be commended. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you more than you can ever imagine. Because I want your good word on me. People will be a fool after listening to you not to train with me. But they'll have something in their head. They'll have the reason why. The money. Or they don't believe. Whatever it may be. I'm not worried about them. I'm only looking for the people that are looking for me. I'm having fun right now at 53. I think I'm on top of my game. And I'm going to get better. Every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Constant and never-ending improvement in my life. The reality show that I'm working on, that's going to happen. I'm going to do it through the internet. I may not even get to the big stations. I don't care. I'm just going to tell my story about what's happening today in the real estate market, which people don't see and they don't know. So, all right, you guys, that's it. I'm going to get you guys out a PDF tomorrow. If it don't come tomorrow, give me till Monday. But tell you what, if I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Wow. Guys, I bet you can't wait to get this in your hands and look at it again. This is a product right here that I just made. I can put it on the internet and sell it. It's an information product. You should have information products. You should have real estate. You should be a guru. You have multiple streams of income. If you listen to me, if you follow and mimic what I do and apply it to your business, it should happen. Regardless of what anybody says. You know more than someone else does, and they just want to be where you're at. One day you'll realize you have some very valuable information, and you'll really say, Terry, you know what? Dude, now I know what you're talking about. Let's make it happen. Let's take it to another level. I said, go, let's go. Put it in gear, let's go. Woo! Button your seatbelt. Woo! I don't know who that's going to be. It's like, man, DeVore, you're driving too fast. Slow down, DeVore, slow down. Guys, oh, I'm excited. Hey, I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot. It's been great. I'll get this stuff to you guys. Good night, everybody. Don't call me if you cannot sleep. Don't call me. Don't call me. Thank you, guys. Good night. Come on. Come on, somebody. Come on. Come on, somebody. Come on. Come on, please. Come on. Where are you at?